Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Real Life All Day Every Day podcast. I'm your host, Morgan.
And I'm your co host, Jennifer.
We're happy to have you here for our conversation today.
Yes, we are.
So, Jennifer, you been up to anything fun the past week, or?
I baked some cookies. Interesting batch of cookies. Was going to be just chocolate chip.
Mm-hmm.
Then I decided to roast. Well, I had to roast walnuts, so I added those. Roasted some pecans. Added some raisins. I think that was everything. Oh, threw in a few sprinkles. Well, I put them on top. I was like, I'm
Uh-huh.
going to put the sprinkles on before I bake them.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd do that again. I think they were better without the sprinkles. But the fun part of it was I put them on the cookie sheet like we normally use. Then I realized I had that big oval all-clad pan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I'm going to bake some in there. And they came out like twice as big as the first batch.
Yeah.
First batch usually isn't come out as good as the other batches after, but the all clad pan is fabulous for baking. I'm going to use that from now on. And because we couldn't find baking sheets from all clad, remember? They were
Yeah.
nonstick, and I don't like those. So we'll still have to look and see, or write the company and see if they make just the all stainless steel baking pan.
Yeah.
Because that pan was fantastic. And I love all clad anyway. It's the
Yeah.
kind of pan that will last your whole lifetime. It'll last many people's lifetimes.
Yeah.
You know, you just warm the pan up and then you put the oil in. So it's like, yeah. And then you have a nonstick surface. But it's all a healthy way to cook because you don't have any Teflon or any of the coatings or any of that baloney.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we ought to get All Clad as a sponsor for this podcast because I love that product. And I
Yeah.
think it's I'd rather have sponsors that already love the product than have to try something like, I don't know, a purple bed or something.
Right.
That's who knows how many 4, 5, 6,000. I have no idea. I'm guessing. But yeah, that was my fun for baking those cookies. That was a fun little experiment there.
Yeah.
And they were good, weren't they?
They were. Except for when I first tried to get a couple of them and you told me, no, you only get this one.
Really? I don't
I
remember
felt like
saying
you were
that.
limiting me at first.
That's funny because I didn't cook all of them. I just cooked a couple batches and then I
Froze
cut
the
the
rest
dough
of
and
them.
froze it. Yeah,
Yeah. But
because
that's the whole reason they turned out the way they did in that all clad pan.
why?
Because the way you like rolled the dough out and you cut them that way.
They turned out better because the pan is better.
I know, but it was just a weird shape. I don't even
I
know.
know I cut it weird because I rolled it into a big roll, like you
Uh-huh.
buy in the already pre-made cookie doughs in the grocery store. And then I've cut a couple, and I'm like, those are way too big. So I cut them in half, and I thought I'll cut them at an angle, so they're like sort of like triangles. And they didn't really look like triangles when they baked, but they still tasted the same as the round ones, right?
That's true. Yeah, I guess.
Okay. You guess? You don't know? You ate them.
I mean, a cookie's a cookie. If it's good, I'll eat. I'll eat
Okay.
them. Did we remember to get our Friday freebies last week
um.
from Maverick?
Oh yeah, it was a large coffee.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what? They've had that like in the last 2.5 months, 3 times. That's not an exciting Friday freebie.
But I mean, it's cold out. Like, yeah, now it's starting to warm up a little bit, but like,
Seems
a
like,
warm drink on a cold day.
yeah, well, it seems like you said that last time I said, oh, the Freebie Friday was up to a medium hot coffee. And I'm like, what kind of Freebie Friday is this?
Yeah,
Not exciting at all, but okay, it was, something.
because you claim that we don't drink coffee, which
I'm not claiming nothing.
we don't really.
No, I just
We
drink
drink more
stuff that
tea and
made,
bad energy drinks and some
yeah,
soda.
sometimes lemonade, right? Sometimes lemonade. A lot of water.
Yeah. We've been
Water's
getting better
really
about
good.
drinking water, but we should be better. We should be
It
tons
should be
better.
always the first drink. They say the in quotes experts always say what 8 glasses a day.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what I shoot for. But if it's a habit, you don't have to think about it every day. But the weird thing is, if you get sick or I don't know, stuff happens in life, right?
Yeah.
And you maybe get off track and realize you're not drinking enough water. And that reminds me because remember I went for got my physical and everything, and
Yeah.
everything looked great
Yeah.
except for um, doctor called the day after I went in, which freaked me out,
Of course. Yeah.
and
Sent you
said
into a panic mode, even though
it's just
she
normal. I bet most
warned
people
you.
do that, right? You
Yeah.
get a test that's medical and you freak out till you hear the results and you're hoping they're good.
Yeah.
Everything was good except she said my kidney function was low.
Hmm.
So yeah, I freaked out. I mean,
Yeah.
and the only advice I got at that point was stay hydrated and come back in 2 weeks and I'll do another blood test. So I was really diligent about drinking water.
Yeah.
And I had the blood test. She only took half a tube of blood, which was really nice, and got it on I mean, it wasn't really nice. I didn't watch because I don't like to watch.
Right.
But she used that one vein that's like in your, where was it? Was it in my right arm?
Yeah.
Right here, like by your wrist.
Hmm.
And the interesting thing, and it was kind of cool. Like I don't think I've ever done this before. She said, "Okay, put your arm down at your side, just for like a minute."
Yeah.
And then she had me bring it up, and then she took the blood because that makes blood go down.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say it's to help kind of circulate the blood into your arm more.
Yeah, and then she had no trouble. I told her it almost always takes at least 3 times before you can hit a vein.
Well, and to be fair, the other times that you've really had to have blood taken, I remember you had blood taken from your own doctor, and this one was like she specialized in,
Oh yeah, it was in the like nice
yeah,
newer lab.
the nice newer lab, and in the lab you expect them to know what they're doing and get it right on the first try.
Yeah, so and the next day the doctor's office called and said, "Looks good. Kidney function was normal and my electrolytes were good or something." Yeah. Glucose was a little high, so gotta watch that. But I'm sure that being hydrated was what helped the most. And but like I was saying before, is like sometimes you get a little cold or you're just not feeling great, you don't realize it, and you don't drink as much water. Or it's one of those times
Yeah.
like it's like winter, it's just kind of you're just kind of it hasn't snowed enough, makes me unhappy.
Oh my gosh.
And so you change a habit or something. You don't drink enough water, you drink more of something else.
Well,
And
I,
then you become dehydrated. It's
yeah.
like you don't realize, a lot of times you don't realize it until you really don't feel good.
I mean, I guess one other thing that you could do along with drinking more water daily. I mean, you don't necessarily have to just drink like straight up plain old
Water.
water,
Yeah.
but you could drink water that has like you get like a couple of like healthy drink packets that have electrolytes in them, and or you can even just drink hot tea,
Oh, that's
something
true.
like that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Make it
like
more
probably like a
interesting.
non-caffeinated tea that's healthier.
Yeah, that's true. But you realize it too, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Like some days at work, do you usually drink water?
Most days, yes. If I'm kind of tired, I'll start out with like I'll fill my cup up with one like small portion of soda, and then I know that once I'm done with that, I switch to water because that's how I know I've had way too much sugar is if I drink even a full cup of soda.
That's a really good habit that we have gotten good at, I think, is like if you drink a soda or whatever. I like Monsters. I'm sorry, but I do. I'm not sorry. I like them. Um, but I try to drink a whole glass of water in between, like drink some of the Monster, then drink a whole glass of water.
Right.
And so that's just a good thing to do.
Hmm. I agree for
And yeah,
sure.
I've noticed you doing it too, so that's awesome. But being dehydrated is not a good thing. Definitely affects all of your body, not just one part.
Yeah, that is very true. Well, and I mean, it's kind of interesting too, along with that being dehydrated. Like, we're being dehydrated and we're not really even doing anything actively when that's happening.
True. Well, you could get dehydrated when you're sleeping, like if you
Exactly.
sleep along, like 10 hours or something.
Yeah, you
That's why, shut it. I don't sleep 10 hours, maybe 8 or 9 sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, but not every night. Usually it's 6 to 7 hours. And Mark, I apologize. I am blinking and not I'm blinking more than usual.
You're you're
And it,
apologizing for blinking at me.
yeah,
You're
well, I'm
just
not
kidding.
trying to blink at you, but I don't know. I don't wear a lot of makeup lately. And when I do, if I don't take it off right, by the
Right when
end
we
of the
get home, pretty
day,
much, yeah.
then I think it makes my eyes tired.
Well, I'm sure it does because you like
I did not put a
you
lot of makeup on.
well you don't usually put a lot of makeup on, but when you do, it's usually a lot of eye makeup. And trust me, I know, and pretty much everybody else knows that looks at you.
My gosh. It's not theater makeup.
It's not anymore, but
Very funny. Well, makeup is fun. It should be fun. It probably looks fun to somebody else. If it only looks fun to one other person, then that makes my day, right? I remember seeing a girl and she had really pretty eyeshadow on and it was all glittery. And I'm like, that looks like fairy makeup, like she did it on purpose. Well, of course she did. She put it on. But I mean, if there were real fairies, that's how they would have done their makeup. I had to tell her it looked awesome. And maybe it made her day. I hope so. But I wish there was like a park, like there's Disneyland, but where's there a fairyland park for like women who want that? Just feel like you're in the fairyland. I don't know how to explain it, but I know there's other people in this world who understand what I'm saying, Morgan. Uh, just a really cool, magical fairyland. It's glittery. It's not super, super bright, but it's beautiful. And there's a lot of trees and there's a lot of hidden sparkling lights everywhere. Yeah. And there's probably leprechauns in there, you know, cute kind, not the scary kind. Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah, I do.
But like women don't have places that are just for them. They got tea party places, doll places for little girls. But what about us? We still have that little girl inside of us. She needs that magic. All women need a little magic in their lives. Remember that.
Okay,
When you
noted.
meet the one.
Well, what makes you believe that you're part fairy?
Because I feel magic. Like sometimes I feel even magical. Like I see magic in the world. Like um, beauty that other people don't see or notice. But I see it all like almost every single day. And I've had hope when maybe people don't have hope about something in our own family, and then it happens, and I'm like, see, I knew it would. There's just something like life isn't all this roadmap, it's not all planned. There's magic. Flowers bloom. They're not just they grew like a flower and always look the same. That's magical, you know.
Yeah.
I could tell you all kinds of things that I think are magical, but yeah, I got that magnet on the door. What does it say? All I see is magic.
Yeah, that actually is true. But where the heck did you get that magnet from?
Um, I don't know, but I do remember. I'm sure that the first time I saw it, it's like, oh, that is mine. I just think that there's, while we're alive, look for the magic. Look for anything that's going to make you smile, laugh. There's enough trials in life. There's enough hard times.
Yeah.
We need some of that magic and that fairy dust and that place we can go that makes us feel so alive that we just, I don't know, feel magical.
Yeah, that's true.
Aren't I magical to be around? Maybe I shouldn't have
Sure.
asked that.
Sure.
Sure. I know what sure means.
Okay, maybe sometimes you are, yes.
Okay, good. I wish I had real wings because every now and then they might be invisible to you, but they could come out and I could just float a little off the ground. You know,
Float a little off the ground like you floated into that parked car.
stop it, Morgan. That was an accident.
I guess that's true.
We're not going to talk to Corey about that because I don't like the way he describes it.
So you mentioned we had a couple of reminders.
Oh, yeah. Well, one thing that popped into my head this last week was yeah, remember to get all your tax docs together, put them in a place you're going to remember where they are, right? So you at the last minute, you're not thinking, oh, I need to find that 1099 or whatever stuff that you got to find.
True. Although I seem to recall that you put them somewhere, and I don't remember where you put them.
Well, I don't have yours now. I have mine that came. It's right here.
You do have mine that
And I
came.
don't move it. I'm leaving it right here. I don't want you touching it. Yours hasn't come yet, has it?
I don't remember.
Well, you better ask your boss about it.
And then you also mentioned about giving yourself a break.
Oh, yeah. January is like the perfect month to, I don't know, find some of those quiet days. There seems to me that some of the days in January feel very quiet, maybe because it's so cold. You don't want to go anywhere, so you just kind of cozy staying inside. But I don't know, everybody needs to find a little time to just really actually do something that they love, whether it's reading. Sometimes life's so busy, you don't make time to just sit and read. Or like you like to do art, do some
Hmm.
painting, do some drawing, whatever it may be. Well, for me, also, I like to paint my nails with the curing lamp
Hmm.
so it lasts longer. And I think It's just such a nice thing to do for yourself. Makes a girl, a woman feel prettier, and whatever it may be. For you, you probably want to wear a face mask, right?
I don't know about that.
What would you do to sort of pamper yourself, do something just for you? What would that be?
Just for me, I don't. Well, I mean, I don't really know if it would be just for me because I do like to cook a lot.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
So I don't know. Probably cooking, getting back into art because it's been a couple months since I've actually done any painting.
Do you get ideas at times? I don't know. You might be working or doing something and you're like, oh, I might want to draw this.
Sometimes, but then I know that if I do that at that point in time, I'll get sidetracked and want to just focus on it when I really can't or don't have time.
Oh well, you gotta schedule that time, I guess, on the Google Calendar.
That's true.
But it doesn't have to be a lot of time. Remember when you guys were little, or well, you weren't tiny, but I read a book called The Artist Way, and the author was Julia Cameron, and she had said, take a day a week or an hour or something, whatever you can, and go have an artist date with yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you're somebody who likes to go to secondhand shops and browse around or look for
Hmm.
vintage clothing or whatever it may be, go to a fabric store, go to Home Depot and look at all the building materials. I don't know what that would be, but to do that once a week. And I used to tell you guys, I guess Julie was old enough to babysit because she'd say, Mom, are you going on your artist date?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, yeah. And then I'd go have like a little lunch or a little snack somewhere afterwards. And it was really a good thing. I broke that habit. So maybe I'll start that back up this month. Just a couple hours. It's not even like, you know. And if it couldn't be every week, it could be once a month,
Yeah.
once every 2 weeks.
Well, and I mean, for someone like you, especially, like, it is good to get out and, like, be out in the world and do something.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people when they retire, I don't know, everybody does their own thing. Some like get crazy and go traveling and all that, and others just get involved in volunteering or whatever. There's many things. And some like to be homebodies. I do like to be home. So all
Yeah.
those years of working out, I'm like not working out, but working outside of the home.
Yeah.
It's nice to be home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like in general, a lot of times, I mean, at least from what I've noticed about people who are retired, that's when they're retired and they're at home most of the time, that's when you can see their more creative side.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you see someone who's retired that's out and about doing stuff and they feel like they absolutely have to just keep going doing stuff outside of the house.
And that's okay because we got to have all kinds of people. But I
Yeah.
notice when you have days off, you really enjoy your days off.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's nice to see because work is not everything in life. It's just a part of life.
Yeah. That is true. And then you also had mentioned that you had a tip or you had noticed a flyer or something like that.
Oh, at the pharmacy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Last time I was actually in the pharmacy and not just driving through it, there was a pamphlet in a little holder on the counter, and I looked at it and I asked the pharmacist, I'm like, I have insurance, so this probably wouldn't be something I could do, right? It was a way
Mm-hmm.
to save more money on your prescriptions. And he said, oh yeah, yeah, you can. It'll save you even more. So I haven't signed up for it, but I'm going to because it makes sense. Anywhere you can save on anything that you have to medication that you get on a regular basis, definitely worth the savings. Sometimes there's annoyances that go with it, like you got to fill out paperwork or get documents or something, but
Yeah.
we just got to do it. I'm going to do it anyway. You never take anything. You just eat healthy and work, and
Yeah.
it seems like you're all fine. So you're the lucky one, which is really funny since you're the one who's had
The
more than a
most.
dozen brain surgeries and had a hard start in life, and
Yeah.
you don't seem to be allergic to anything really. Well, penicillin, latex, but I mean food wise or any of that. And you don't even need to take a multivitamin. What the heck?
That's true. That's true.
That's awesome. I'm glad for you.
And by no means am I bragging, or are you trying to brag for me, I guess. I don't
I can brag.
know. No, but I definitely think that's awesome and worth looking into and getting. So that way
Mm-hmm.
you can save even more. Because that's the thing, too. Like, the companies that make those medications,
Yeah,
the prices are so outrageous without insurance.
yeah,
To
they
me, it's
really
like
are.
I'm grateful that I don't have to get those types of medications, but it's like for the families that do have to,
Mm-hmm.
that don't have fantastic insurance, it's still so expensive.
Well, it makes you see how it makes you see that people are struggling.
Yeah,
And those companies, it does cost millions and millions of dollars to do the research and to have conduct the tests and um, prepare the medications, and it takes money and years of research.
yeah,
So, in a way, you can kind of understand the costs of the medications, but some of them are so outrageous. Those ones I don't understand. Um, and I just don't know how people get these medications if they don't have insurance or even if they have it, you know, on the incomes that, I mean, the prices of housing went crazy,
mm-hmm,
but incomes didn't rise.
yeah,
Nobody can explain that. None of those quote experts have explained that yet. And then
and it
prescription
hasn't been
prices have
fixed
gone up.
either at all.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's just all I always have this little cynical statement I say it's all about money.
Mm,
Well, that's the truth in these cases that we're talking about housing prescriptions. And
yeah,
so, yeah, whenever I see some savings and that pamphlet, I could have just looked at it and thought it was just some junk to read, but something just caught my eye and I'm like, I gotta check this out.
yeah,
So, yeah, I feel for people who can't afford it. I've been there.
totally worth it. Yeah. You've mentioned on a couple of different episodes this guy named Jim Quick. Who
Hmm.
is he exactly?
Well, he is a brain coach and he's an author. He wrote the book called Limitless. Um, and he's a podcaster. And what's interesting about him is I think when he was in kindergarten, he had a traumatic brain injury.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he taught himself how to, let's see, read and write using comic books.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard the whole story from him, but I watched and listened to a lot of his podcasts, and he has video, like over 300 podcast videos that are free for people to watch. And like this, there's one I was going to watch today. It was how to organize your day for maximum results. They're just really everyday things that help ourselves be, you know, better.
Mm-hmm.
or if there's some issue we're having trouble with. Like one of the podcasts, he was explaining how the brain works, like by juggling. Like he taught himself how to juggle, and so I tried it, and I could actually learn to juggle. In the video, he doesn't always just like talk at you. He gets the audience involved.
Mm-hmm.
And he does, some of these are based on questions that viewers have sent to him. You know,
Yeah.
like this one, if you want to be more organized, he's talking about how to organize your day so for maximum results. So somebody asked him about that. So that's why he's addressing it. But he's really interesting and smart. And you would have never thought he came from the background of having a traumatic brain injury. And that's what they actually had diagnosed. Well, they didn't diagnose yours that way, but that's what it's considered to be,
Yeah.
whether it happens before you're born or after. And I just find him really interesting. His podcast is called Quick Brain Podcast, KWIK.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably going to mention him in almost every podcast. I'm going to write to him and see if we can't interview him and share some of his things that are really, really good. Snippets of videos or something. I'll ask him what is okay to share because they're helpful things for me. And if they're helping me, then I know they can help other people.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you have? I thought you were had a thought for us, didn't you today?
I did find one quote earlier, and it was by Helen Keller, and it says, "Be happy with what you have while working for what you want."
That is awesome. And you know, my most favorite quote of all time is from Helen Keller.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say it today because you've given us a great thought. I'll do it some other time. But that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we're always wanting, like, when I have this, I'll be happy. When this happens, uh, then we're not appreciating things as they are right now.
Well, and at the same time too, it's not like a when this happens, or it's an if this happens type
Oh,
of thing.
that's true.
It's
You're right.
also,
We usually put a condition on it because we're human.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of like just got to enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
And all that magical stuff will happen.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Well, until next time, we hope that you will all stay happy, healthy, and safe.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.